I hope you are all doing well. In this video, I will deliver a lesson on conditional type 3. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Youssef Karchal and I teach at Moulay Al Hassan High School. So let us begin this lesson by this question. What is a conditional sentence? A conditional sentence consists of two clauses or sentences, if clause and main clause. For example, if I pass all my exams, I will travel to England. If I pass all my exams is the if clause, and I will travel to England is the main clause. So, the condition of traveling to England is passing all my exams, and the consequence of passing all my exams is traveling to England. So first of all, we need to know the difference between a condition and a consequence. So a condition by definition is something which is necessary for something else to happen, and a consequence is what happened as a result of the cause, but in this situation is what happened as a result of the condition. Okay? So back to the sentence. So as you can see, between the if clause and the main clause there is a punctuation mark called comma. It is very significant because it tells us that the meaning of the if clause is not complete, but it makes sense when we add the main clause to make a meaningful sentence. Okay? But please, I would like you to know that when we start a conditional sentence with the main clause, there is no place for comma. So notice when the if clause comes first, we must use a comma, but there is no comma when it comes second. Okay? So let us now make a very brief review concerning conditional type 0, 1, and 2. Here are some given if clauses that I would like you to match up with their appropriate main clauses. Okay? Sentence number 1. If you put water in the fridge, it becomes ice. 2. If I were the president of Morocco, what would I do? I would build more hospitals. 3. If it is sunny tomorrow, what will I do? I will walk my dog in the garden. So as you can see, here are 3 sentences, and the 3 of them are conditional sentences, simply because they consist of if clauses and main clauses. More importantly, they have if at the beginning in common, all of them of course. So back to sentence number 1. If you put water in the fridge, it becomes ice. So notice that in the if clause, the verb put is formed in the present tense. Exactly the case with the verb in the main clause, simple present. So this is conditional type 0. When do we use conditional type 0? We use conditional type 0 to talk about things which are always true or things that always happen. For example, if you practice sports, you keep fit. If you add 2 to 3, you get 5. Okay? Move on to sentence number 3. If it is sunny, if it is, notice that here we have the verb to be in simple present. It will. Okay? It will. Yeah, you see, so here we have something different. Will walk. Make sure that we can use in this conditional will walk, which is simple future, or can walk, must walk, or whatever, which means modal, one of these modals I have mentioned, plus verb in the bare infinitive. So this is conditional type 1. Remember that in conditional type 1 we can use the imperative form. For example, if you are sick, go home and rest. If you travel to America, keep in touch. So these are examples of conditional type 1. So why do we use conditional type 1? We use conditional type 1 to talk about possible situations in the present that are likely to happen in the future. Okay? For example, if I have money, I will help poor people. So it is possible that I have money and I will help people if I have this money. Okay? Back to number 2. If I were the president of Morocco, I would build more hospitals. So as you can see, where this is the verb to be in simple past as shown, and in the main clause we have would, and you can use could plus of course bare infinitive. So this is conditional type 2. So when do we use conditional type 2? We use conditional type 2 to describe or talk about impossible things that are likely to happen now or in the future. For example, I am a teacher, I'm a human being. So if I were a bird, I would fly. So is it possible for me to be a bird? Of course, no, because I am a human being. So as long as it is not possible for me to be a bird, it's not possible for me to fly. So this is conditional type 2, 1 and 0 review. Okay? So what is the difference between conditional 2 and 3? So to better know the difference, let us have a look at these examples. 1, I can't call my dad now because I don't have a cell phone. 2, we did not win the match because our team wasn't ready. Okay? So back to number 1, I can't call my dad now because I don't have a cell phone. So this is the present situation. The proof is that we have now. 2, we did not win the match because our team wasn't ready. Wasn't, you see? So this is a past situation. Okay? So remember, if the situation is in the present, we use conditional type 2. And if the situation is in the past, we use conditional type 3. So where is the cause in sentence number 1? I can't call my dad now because I don't have a cell phone. Okay? So the cause is I don't have a cell phone. Okay? So we put the cause in the if clause. And remember something very important. If you have a negative, change it into positive. And if you are positive, change it into negative and vice versa. So the sentence should look like this. If I had a cell phone, I could call my dad now. Concerning the second one, if our team had been ready, we would have won the match. Okay? So let us now start our lesson. So what do you see in this picture? Of course, here is a teacher and her student in a classroom. The teacher, of course, is not happy. She is angry at one of her students. This student name is Adam. Adam is careless and is making a lot of noise in the class. Okay? So here is a short paragraph that I would like you to read it, and immediately after that please try to answer this pre-reading question which says, why did Adam get a bad grade in the regional exam last year? Let me read this for you first. My name is Adam. I was careless about my studies last year. I rarely revise my lessons. My parents always advised me to prepare well for the regional exam, but I did not listen to their advice. As a result, I got the worst grade in the regional exam. If I had prepared well for the exam, I would have got a good grade. Now, I regret not having listened to my parents. Okay? So after reading this paragraph, can you answer the question? Again, why did Adam get a bad grade in the regional exam last year? Okay. First, because he was careless about his studies. 2, he rarely revised his lessons, and he didn't listen to his parent piece of advice. Okay? So in this paragraph, as you can see, there is a conditional sentence, which is, if I had prepared well for the exam, I would have got a good grade. So this is a conditional sentence. This is a conditional sentence type 3. The if clause is, if I had prepared well, this is the condition. The main clause is, I would have got a good grade. This is the result. Good. So could you please highlight or induce the rule? Of course, it is if plus past perfect, comma, subject, would have, or sometimes you can use could have or might have, should have, it depends, plus verb pp. pp stands for past participle of the verb. So why do we use conditional type 3? We use conditional type 3 to talk about imaginary situation in the past, or let's say to express regret. Okay? So here in this sentence, Adam just imagines what would have happened if the situation had been fulfilled. So as you know that this is a past situation, and what happened, which means we cannot change the past. So here Adam is just imagining what would have happened if he had prepared well. My question is, did he prepare well? Of course he did not prepare for the exam. And did he get a good grade? No, he didn't get a good grade. That's why he is just imagining something which is impossible to happen, because this is a past situation. He didn't prepare well, so it's too late for him to prepare well. That's why he just imagines something which is impossible to happen, unfortunately. That's why he says, if I had prepared well for the exam, I would have got a good grade. Did he get a good grade? Unfortunately. Okay, again, unfortunately, which means there is some kind of criticism and there is some kind of regret. He couldn't get a good grade. Okay, so here is a task that you need to work on it. Let's practice. Rewrite the sentences as suggested. Bushra and her husband don't have enough money. They can't move to a new apartment. And they give you if at the beginning of the conditional sentence. So let me remind you of something before getting started. Remember, if the situation is in the present, make sure and certain to use conditional type 2. But if the situation is in the past, please remember to use conditional type 3. Something else very important, if you have the negative form, change it into the positive. And if you have the positive form, change it into the negative, and vice versa. So please, you can pause the video, do the task, and then resume the video so that you can check your answers. Okay? So thank you so much for watching the video, and I wish you good luck. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.